Good morning, dear children. You are learning digestion in human. The previous videos might have helped you to understand the lesson. Please read your book thoroughly. If any doubt, you can ask your queries through Campus Care. Please prepare lesson 1 nutrition in plants, as I will take a test for which you will be informed shortly in the coming week. You all might have understood mouth or buccal cavity. Today you will learn the next part of alimentary canal after mouth or buccal cavity. Today you will have to go through two videos, one explaining about oesophagus, the other you will find the explanation of stomach because of the time limit. So in front of you can see the different parts of human digestive system, but here you are not able to, you cannot see the buccal cavity, it is not here, but it begins with the oesophagus. This tube is the oesophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, liver, pancreas. You can see they are given you separately to make you distinct. So these all organs help in the digestion. So these are the parts of alimentary canal, and these two are the digestive glands or secretory glands which secrete digestive juices and helps in digestion. So to begin with oesophagus, let us study on this. And if you remember the mouth and the buccal cavity, you have gone through that video. And if you remember, as soon as we put the food inside the mouth, what happens? So the digestion begins in the mouth. When we eat food, the food is chewed with the help of teeth. The saliva is secreted by the salivary glands, which makes the food moist, and also the digestion begins there by converting the carbohydrates, that means the starch, into glucose. So you know that. So what happens next? The tongue rolls the chewed food into a ball and pushes into a short muscular tube called the pharynx, from where it reaches the food pipe, also known as oesophagus. So this pharynx, you can see here there is a diagram. Here you can see the pharynx, you can see the epiglottis, you can see the nasal cavity here. The diagram shows you nasal cavity. What does this nasal cavity refer to? It is the nose, nasal chamber or the nose, through which the air enters into the nose, goes into the nasal cavity, enters into the windpipe, and from there the air goes into the lungs. So here, why I am telling about pharynx? Because this pharynx it's a common passage between the food pipe and the windpipe, because the food pipe and the windpipe lie very close to each other inside our body, and this pharynx is a common passage for the food and the air. So pharynx not only connects the mouth to the oesophagus but also nasal cavity to the windpipe. So by knowing this, you must be thinking, how then does food not enter into the windpipe while eating? So now the question comes, does the food enter into the windpipe also when we eat? No. Why? Because there is a flap-like structure called epiglottis which closes the opening of the windpipe. So this epiglottis is there in front of the windpipe and it closes when we swallow the food. So this prevents the entry of food into the windpipe. Sometimes it forgets, or you can say if we talk while eating or we eat in a hurry, the epiglottis may not close. As a result, food or water enters the windpipe and we choke and cough. So I hope you have understood this, that pharynx is here and the epiglottis which closes the windpipe, not allowing the food to enter into the windpipe, and the food gradually enters into the oesophagus. So now the food, which is in the form of a ball, it is called as bolus. When swallowed, reaches the food pipe. So you must be thinking that it must be going straight away into the food pipe and gradually falls there into the stomach. No. It is going slowly and gradually. So let us read what is a oesophagus. It is a long muscular tube in the chest that connects the mouth and the throat at one end and the stomach in the other end. So it connects the mouth and the throat to the stomach. The muscles in this oesophagus works very nicely in a very coordinated manner by contracting and relaxing to push the food down into the stomach gradually. Slowly they contract and expand. They keep on contracting and expanding. As a result, they enable the food to push down gradually through this pipe till the food reaches the stomach. So this movement of contraction and relaxation through the walls of the muscles of these oesophagus is called as peristalsis. So children, it's very important, you should know that. So this peristaltic movement is there throughout the alimentary canal, which enables the food to move through the oesophagus, then to the stomach, and then to the small intestine. And also the undigested food goes into the large intestine. So these all movement is called as a peristaltic movement, which helps the food to move through the alimentary canal.